Welcome and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Singh. The Lieutenant Governor's office wrapped up the last of their town hall meetings this week for the street addressing pilot project. Officials met with residents of Monbijou Thursday night to explain just how the new initiative will work. News 2's Erica Parsons has that story.
About 20 Monbijou residents showed up Thursday evening to John H. Woodson Junior High School to learn just how their neighborhood would be affected by the territory's new street addressing initiative. Officials from the Lieutenant Governor's office, as well as the project team, hosted meetings on all three islands to explain the details and benefits of the project and to take questions. Monbijou was the pilot area chosen for St. Croix, along with Cruz Bay in St. John and Charlotte Amalie in St. Thomas. Those areas each represent more than 500 property parcels, and project members are shooting to have every street named and every house numbered in those areas by the end of June.
Addresses have a specific purpose, which is to guide people from one place to another, whether that's a fire truck or an ambulance or an inspector or somebody who wants to come and buy things from your business, or a delivery service that wants to bring you that wonderful book you bought on Amazon.
Officials say because many VI streets aren't named and the houses aren't numbered in a logical fashion, it makes navigation difficult. One resident who works with the emergency services agreed.
I work with the ambulance service. I can tell you the horrors that we have sometimes in some of these communities in trying to find a street, an address. Like I said, one street you have 23 and then you have to go out and go up a block and come back around just to get to 24.
The field work will begin in March, where teams will work with residents to name any unidentified streets and determine the street address number for each property. They'll also be placing an information packet with the new address information on front doors, so the community needs to review and confirm them. Now, it's important to note that while the physical address will change, the estate parcel number will not. That is the legal description of your home. The new street address will be for description and identification purposes. Reporting from Monbijou, I'm Erica Parsons for News 2.
And officials are urging residents to get involved by helping to name the streets. Later, when you've received and confirmed your new address, team members say it's important to post your new address outside your home or business. Well, because of a lack of adult volunteers and aspiring cadets, the not-for-profit Civil Air Patrol in St. Thomas has been closed since 2010 until now. As the official auxiliary of the U.S. Air Force, the unit has been resurrected and continues to operate under Puerto Rico thanks to community leaders. As proof of their community service efforts, several cadets received honors on Friday. News 2's Erica Bivens brings you this story.
On Friday, several cadets in the Civil Air Force Patrol on St. Thomas received an award
for their service rendered on January 19 at Bethlehem House.
The not-for-profit organization closed its doors in 2010 from a lack of interest, but 2 years later, they've made a comeback.
Now we're officially St. Thomas PR 900 once more.
Commander Joel Brown Connors has been trying to bring back the unit since they closed, and as of today, they have about 30 cadets and 6 or 7 senior members. The Civil Air Patrol is still looking for additional cadets as well as senior volunteers in order to keep the program running.
Our goal this year is to have at least 100 cadets in our squadron and at least 25 senior members.
Senior members like Janelle Satori.
I just recently got out of the Army, and I'm just here to volunteer, give back to the program and my help. So some of the experiences I'm looking for are flying planes, working with younger kids and giving them some of my experience.
And although they share their donated space with St. Thomas Rescue, the cadets say the experience means everything.
I had behavioral problems, and joining this program, it getting better. And I joined the program to learn how to fly planes and
to do many different things, like dealing with medical business and learning how to fly plane.
Skills that allow them to give back.
Here is a unit that we can bring kids, train them, give them the discipline that they need, assist them in any way that they're having problems with. They can come to Civil Air Patrol.
I wanted to be here because it is really important for you to see your leaders and to know that you're appreciated for what you do.
This world needs more of you to continue to make this a better place.
For News 2, I'm Erica Bivens.
Youth ages 12 to 18 interested in joining the St. Thomas Civil Air Patrol as a cadet, or those interested in volunteering, you can call 642-9894. Frederick said police arrested 4 adults after they were found in an unregistered truck with handguns, lock-picking devices, and 19 small bags of marijuana. Arrested were 18-year-old Hakem Alfred, 20-year-old Larry Williams, 21-year-old Jaquim Santiago, and 22-year-old Wakoy James, all charged with unauthorized possession of a firearm and possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell. They were spotted and detained near Rainbow Beach when police noticed the vehicle was unregistered and the 4 occupants were not wearing seatbelts. They observed one male got out of the truck, attempting to conceal something near some bushes, and then returned to the truck. As additional police arrived, a .40 caliber handgun was recovered around the same bushes. Inside the truck was another handgun and the 19 bags of marijuana. Turkish police and U.S. officials are trying to figure out who was behind a deadly explosion at the U.S. Embassy in Ankara. Those inside the embassy are safe, but the suspected suicide bomber killed himself and a guard. Tara Mergener has more from the State Department.
Paramedics rushed an injured woman to a waiting ambulance outside the U.S. Embassy in Ankara, Turkey. A suspected suicide bomber detonated an explosive device at a side entrance to the heavily fortified embassy, killing himself and a Turkish guard.
Right now, we are all dealing with our sadness at the loss of our fellow member of our embassy. We salute his bravery.
The blast sent smoke and debris into the streets of Turkey's capital city. Police have sealed off the area and are examining security camera footage. And officials said they've identified 2 people who could be suspects. State Department officials are calling the explosion a terrorist act and say they are working with Turkish police on the investigation. So far, there has been no claim of responsibility.
We do not know at this point who is responsible or the motivations behind the attack.
The blast comes as the State Department reviews some embassy security procedures following a deadly attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya. The U.S. Embassy in Ankara is a heavily protected building near several other embassies and just a few blocks from the Turkish parliament. Tara Mergener for CBS News, the State Department.
And keeping our eye on the economy, stocks opened higher on some mixed news on the jobs front. And the Labor Department says just 157,000 jobs were added in January. And the unemployment rate edged up to 7.9%. New data from Consumer Intelligence Research says iPhone users pay the highest monthly bills, most likely due to carriage fees that cell phone companies have to pay, not because customers use their iPhones more. This is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. To the Dow, NASDAQ, S&P all up. The Dow 149, NASDAQ 36, S&P 15. Coming up on News 2, many 5th and 6th graders spent the day at the hospital for heart-healthy educational lessons, including cardiac rehabilitation, CPR, and lab work. This was no fair day. It was JFL Students' Health Day. Details. The Virgin Islands Cardiac Center held its 2nd annual Students Healthy Heart Day in celebration of Healthy Heart Month. Over 200 5th and 6th grade students visited the center to take part in a number of heart-related activities from healthy eating, sports, exercise, and arts and crafts. News 2's Janisha John brings us more from the Cardiac Center.
5th and 6th grade students on St. Croix are working towards a healthier heart, as over 200 students were invited to the Virgin Islands Cardiac Center to take part in a number of fun yet educational activities for Students' Healthy Heart Day.
We are here today to promote Students' Healthy Heart Day. It's February's Healthy Heart Month. So our foundation is to bring awareness of healthy heart to young people and young adults.
It's an occasion where we bring kids from the public schools, the private schools, the parochial schools, so that they could learn about having a healthy heart. So we have 8 stations. Last year we had 5 stations where they learn about different things, diet, exercise. We have time for them to play and stuff like that.
Students visited different stations throughout the center, taking part in a number of heart health activities like CPR training, arts and craft, basketball, jumping rope, and even hitting the exercise room, encouraging the students to explore the facility and lead a healthy lifestyle.
From an educational standpoint, I think it's great. It gives an opportunity to see the hospital, to see the cardiac center, to see what is possible. From a healthy standpoint, we know that there's a trend towards childhood obesity. And childhood obesity leads to adult obesity, which leads to adult diabetes and hypertension and so forth. So if we can catch them now, I think that the future will be a whole lot better for them.
And with the students' future in mind, organizations such as the Department of Education, VI Council on the Arts, and Luzzie's Foundation, Inc. teamed up with the center to provide the hands-on activities for the students.
We do a partnership and we really want to get these children out there exercising. Instead of sitting home and playing on those games and playing on your phone, get out there, jump rope, play basketball. It's good for the heart.
Janisha John, News 2.
Well, today was officially National Wear Red Day, and to celebrate, many in the territory have joined millions around the world by wearing red. Innovative employees also lent their support by flaunting their red fashion, some wearing red jewelry and even their favorite red pumps. Since 2003, on the first Friday in February, millions of women and men nationwide come together to wear red as a commitment to fighting heart disease. Participants are also encouraged to help with the fight by donating to the American Heart Association to their local heart centers. Meanwhile, the Youth Engaged in Service program will be hosting a day of edutainment on Saturday, February 2nd, in honor of National Wear Red Day for Women's Heart Health Month. The event will be held at the Sunny Isle Amphitheater from 1 to 4 p.m. Attendants will be able to learn tips about taking care of the heart, all while being entertained by a fashion show. Healthy heart meal demonstrations will also be made. Ladies of all ages are strongly encouraged to attend this event. Well, every February, we celebrate Black History Month, where we honor and recognize Black people who have made a positive impact on our world and culture. To kick off the observance, we remember baseball player Jackie Robinson. On April 15, 1947, Robinson was the first African-American to play in the major leagues, shattering the color barrier. In his first season, Robinson became a victim of verbal and physical threats he endured and went on to win the Rookie of the Year award. His career went uphill from there as he won the Most Valuable Player award in 1949 and a World Series in 1955. When he retired in 1956, he became heavily involved in the civil rights movement. In 1962, Jackie Robinson culminated his career by becoming the first African-American inducted into the Hall of Fame. Well, jokes and more jokes. The weekend is here. Stressed? Laughter is the best medicine. This weekend, you can hear from Claude Stewart and Dwayne Gill. Stewart is described as a human cartoonist on stage. Stewart has been professionally rocking comedy clubs for the last 12 years. He has appeared on television shows such as Comics Unleashed, That 70s Show, Scrubs. Dwayne's topics range from current events, men and women relationships, to the crazy situations he's encountered as a police officer. He made his television debut on NBC's syndicated talk show Night Shift with Kevin Ferguson. He has appeared on Last Comic Standing. Now all the fun is at 9 p.m. tonight, and then Saturday at 7 and 9 p.m. I am so ready to laugh and so ready for the weekend. Stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.